Scott Fishman here for Wrestling Inc. And today we have AEW star, and just, he wears many hats with AEW beyond that, I think. QTMarshall, how are you doing today?
Great. How are you? That's probably the easiest way to just say it. He just wears a lot of hats.
Renaissance man at AEW.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
So, the show itself, Dynamite, just celebrated its second anniversary. Just talk about just the evolution from, you were there, right from the beginning. You kind of saw the inner workings going in, and you saw just the growth of talent, the explosion of talent coming in. So kind of just what do you make of the last 2 years when you kind of put everything in perspective?
Super exciting, right? Like, I remember, Washington, D.C., the first ever Dynamite, sold out crowd, and now we're back to that. And, of course, with the pandemic and everything that was going on in the world, it kind of took a little bit of a dip, but not really. We still continue to produce, some of the greatest wrestling content in the world. So, but I think now having those fans back, it's great, and of course, yes, with the new additions in the roster and some young talent, some older talent, some veteran talent. I mean, that's just more content for us, right? That's kind of the way I look at it. It's just more matches for the fans and more dream matches, and just it's great overall. So I'm very excited. Our second year anniversary was an excellent show, and it's just onward and upward from here still.
And when you were initially brought on to AEW, just talk about how your role kind of evolved, because you're a veteran of the business. So just talk about just when you're brought in, what you were told, how you signed, and kind of just how that role evolved. Because in a recent interview, Tony Khan even mentioned he called you like his assistant. So if you can also just kind of clarify what your role in that kind of realm is.
Yeah. So, I mean, I first started as Cody's assistant, and then just there's a lot of work that needs to be done behind the scenes. And I kind of noticed that and just wanted to do as much as I can, because with more work comes more responsibility, but also more money, right? So like, I've always wanted to only work in wrestling. And when I took the job as Cody's assistant, it was very much like a very developmental deal almost, just to kind of see if I fit in and this, that, and the other. And then when the pandemic hit, I was already a producer at that point, but when the pandemic hit, and like, for instance, some of the EVPs, they couldn't come to work because Matt and Nick are in California, and, so stuff like that. And I just grew closer to Tony, and, I think he can trust me and he confides in me a lot. And, we go back and forth. And again, I don't know where this ever came up, but it's his show. It's always been his show. And I'm sure Matt, Nick, Kenny, Cody, I've seen it firsthand where, of course, they pitch ideas, and everyone pitches ideas, myself included, every now and then. But he is the be all end all, but he also does need somebody to put it on paper, right? So I don't mind doing it. It was something I saw Cody doing in the beginning, so I took over on that, just formatting the show. But even if I formatted it with only the matches that are advertised, he's still going to take a look at it and say, no, let's do this. It's his show. We all have our part in it. So, but yeah, there are nights that, in Rochester, for instance, I got there and I got to the hotel and we were up till about 5, 6 a.m. just going over everything, and just, I think a lot of it is his ideas and then putting it on paper, and then we have to time it out and see if it actually works, how we can make it all make sense and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's an honor like that. He thinks of me like that, and assistant, right-hand man, whatever terms you want to use. Like, some people were tweeting at me like, does it bother you? Why would it bother me? I assist him. So
yeah, the learning tree too. I mean, and being able to collaborate at that high level. I mean, that's
I mean, like I said, I try to stay in my lane. I really do. I don't want anyone to think that, I'm writing the show, like physically writing, you know what I mean? Like, typing the format is one thing, but creating a show, that's not what I do. I am a liaison, I think, between my job actually is the liaison between production and creative, right? So like, unless Tony's there handling it himself, for the most part, if Malachi Black's coming in and he has this cool entrance idea, I work with him, I work with production, and we kind of make it work. The bigger things, that's obviously what Tony's going to handle. So, that's my job there. When it comes to talent, talent does pitch ideas to me because I guess they feel it's easier for them to pitch to me, which Tony has an extremely open door policy. Like, it's crazy, in fact, how many people could just walk in his office at any day of the week, especially on TV day when we're really busy. But, you know, he loves it. He wants to – I just watched that Forbes piece they did on him that's on our YouTube channel now, like or that we're promoting. It's on their YouTube channel. And he's right. Like, if you're on his show that night, he wants to give everyone the time of day to go over their segment, tell them what they're thinking. Do they like the idea? Is there something in their mind? So he's very, very, very hands-on. And I just look to – you know, kind of be the guy that could take a little bit of that load off of them, if that makes sense, without overstepping my boundaries.
Right.